So the next thing I want to discuss with the college situation is technical skills versus non-technical skills, which is typically what people would call IQ or IQ versus EQ, intelligence quotient versus emotional intelligence quotient. People are pretty familiar with IQ. I really don't know what it actually measures, but it's usually what people use to measure intelligence. All fields have some sort of technical skills, and I don't just mean like technical from like doctor or engineering standpoint. I mean technical as in there's certain procedures, methods, processes that you truly understand. Like in a doctor's case, maybe it's how to do a certain surgery. If it's in an engineer's case, it's how to design something or figure out if something's going to fail under a certain amount of loading. If it's like an accountant's case, it's how to balance books or how to manage funds, that kind of stuff. So that's what college really teaches. It teaches technical skills. And as we've discussed before, it doesn't teach you how to necessarily acquire new skills, which is unfortunate because in a day and age like today, those are kind of things that you need to be able to do just because of the rate of change. You need to be able to teach yourself new skills as things change, as things evolve, just because of how quickly things are changing today. The other major flaw with this system is it doesn't teach you how to work with people, which is a huge detriment. There's a lot more coming out about emotional intelligence and being able to work with people and communicate with people, and everybody's driven by the same things, but we all communicate in our own unique ways. Like if you ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages, each person wants love, but they all feel it in a different way. Is kind of the premise of the book. Some people want love through words of affirmation. Some people want love through gifts. Some people want love through physical touch. That doesn't mean sex; it just means like holding hands or hand on the knee, hand on the back, stuff like that. And there's 2 other ones that I don't remember what they are, but besides the point. College doesn't teach a lot of that stuff, which is looking at the date, 2 years removed, 2.5-ish, going on 3 years removed from college. It's kind of like, well, that stuff's kind of important. And I want to demonstrate a couple examples. So in my line of work, will become times where there is confrontation and conflict. Construction's a very unique industry. Well, I think all industries are unique, and anybody that works within their own industry would say that their industry is unique. Fair point. Construction it kills a lot of people, so it's very dangerous. Besides the military, I believe it is I'm not sure where it ranks and how they've split it up, but in terms of like police or the military and the construction, those are like some of the professions that usually have the most fatalities. Construction is usually a pressure cooker. Schedules are getting tighter and tighter. A lot of money is on the line in terms of risk because you pretty much have a fixed production rate. When you start a construction project, you have a set budget, and that set budget has set time, and that set time correlates to doing X number of things per day, whatever that X number of things per day happens to be, whether it's installing X feet of pipe per day or installing this length of walls per day or this many doors per day or whatever the case might be. When you start a job, those numbers are defined. And if you don't meet those numbers once or twice, it happens. We're all human, it doesn't work out. But if it's continual, stuff goes downhill really fast. You can do the math from there. So sometimes people try and cut corners or do things to get away with things to help their situation. I guess the best way to put it. And when you're just out of school or shy and timid, you'll be put in situations where there's confrontation, where someone's trying to do something that they want you to okay or sign off on or agree with or whatever the case might be. And as I found in my own experience, it's not easy. It sounds easy sitting here watching videos or in retrospect, but having quote unquote negotiations with somebody or having a confrontation with somebody in person is not the easiest thing in the world. Most people try and avoid conflict at all costs, myself included. That's why we typically will find ourselves agreeing with people in crowds just to not stir the pot or rock the boat, so to speak, because we don't like that conflict and we don't know how to handle it. And that's just why there's the big conformity in general broad stroke society is people don't like to be the person that rocks the boat or says, hey, like, I'm not down with this or I don't agree with this. We don't want to be that person. And college doesn't teach you anything from what I've seen. There may be some stuff out there. I'm not saying this is set in stone law, but I'm saying by and large it's not taught or anything of that nature. And it's really a critical skill, not just in terms of advancing your career, but in terms of being able to function at a respectable level. I mean, technical skills is one thing, and trust me, I'm an engineer, so I pride myself personally on technical skills because the technical skills are relatively easy. I can control them. I can learn them, or you can learn them at your own pace. You can learn them online. There's a lot of stuff that you and I can do with those, but the emotional skills are challenging because usually they're mainly gathered through either experience, which is usually the least ideal way to learn something, or they're gained through some other format which college provides zero of. So that therefore even lowers the value on college even more, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Feel free to leave a comment or whatever you want to do, and look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.